Whether you identify as anxious or avoidant, I believe most couples are focusing on the wrong thing. Because under every argument, every fear of abandonment, every shutdown, or every communication problem, there's something in common, and it's emotion. And the problem is that we were never taught what emotions actually are or what to do about them. So we either get overwhelmed by them or we disconnect ourselves from them. Today in this video, I'm going to show you why your relationship with your emotions, not just your attachment style, plays an important role in your relationship with your partner. We'll explore what emotions actually are and why anxious and avoidant attachment style respond to emotions so differently. And most importantly, how learning to work with your emotions rather than against them can completely change your relationship with yourself and your loved ones. What exactly are emotions? Emotions are not good or bad. They're not something you should suppress, ignore, or blindly follow. Think of emotions as fuel light in your car. When it comes on, you don't need to panic, but you also don't want to put a tape over it and pretend it's not there. So emotions work the same way. They're the fastest information system your body has. They're rising milliseconds so quickly, often before you've consciously thought about what's happening. Imagine walking through the garden and you see a snake. You jump back immediately before your mind even had time to think about, oh, that might be dangerous. Your body has already responded. It has already mobilized you to take action before your brain even has had time to process it. And that's what exactly emotion is designed to do. They're an information system that motivates us to take action. Every emotion carries information. For example, fear says, oh, I might not be safe. Jealousy says, there is something worth protecting that I might lose. Anger says, a boundary has been crossed. And sadness says, I've lost something that I cared about. The goal isn't to let emotion make every decision, but we also don't want to ignore emotion and cut off our access to that information. A more helpful relationship with emotion is somewhere in the middle, where we listen to our emotions, give it space to exist, we stay curious, and learn what it's trying to tell us. And then you consciously choose how you want to respond. And so if you remember one thing from this video, is that emotions are information. They're not directives. We don't need to follow them and let emotions dictate every single one of our decisions. And we don't need to suppress or ignore them and lose the valuable information they give us. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe below for more content that helps you to connect deeper with yourself and your loved ones. Now back to emotions. If you lean towards anxious attachment, emotions often feel very intense, urgent, overwhelming. When something feels off in your relationship, it doesn't just feel uncomfortable. It can feel intolerable. It feels really urgent, like it must be resolved right now, or the sky will fall. And your nervous system starts telling you, let's fix this now. Let's reconnect immediately. Don't let them leave. And the intolerable feeling of disconnection can show up as tightness in your chest, constriction in your throat, numbness or tingling in the hands, racing thoughts that just won't stop, or even a headache. Before you know it, you've called repeatedly, sending long text messages, and you're replaying all of the conversations in your head. It is incredibly stressful. Or maybe you have already yelled at your partner, not because you want to hurt your partner, but because your nervous system trying to reestablish connection and safety immediately. It is often so intense in the body that after the storm has passed, you often feel regret, deep sense of shame over your behaviors, or a drop in self-esteem or self-respect because you've acted in ways that don't align with your values. You may say to yourself, why did I act like that? Why couldn't I just stay calm? When emotions is driving the entire system without a pause, we can often end up in situations where we act out of alignment with our values. It can sometimes lead to reactions that don't reflect your deeper values or build a relationship that you actually want to have. It's important that you understand it's not because you're too much. It's because your nervous system is wired to restore safety and connection as fast as possible. But we do need to develop the capacity and the skills to tolerate intense emotions and intense sensations in the body so that your emotions don't dictate your actions. If you're still watching this video, there's a good chance that you're in a relationship with someone who leans more avoidantly attached. To those of us who lean more towards anxious attachment style, your avoidant partner might seem like they don't care about the relationship the way you do, or that they're not hurt in this relationship the way that you are, or maybe they just don't have as many emotions. And that's usually not what's happening. Early in life, they may have learned that expressing emotions wasn't safe. Their bids for connection was repeatedly met with rejection, criticism, or simply wasn't responded to. And over time, their nervous system may have adapted to, I am safer if I rely on myself. I'm safer if I don't need anyone. As a result, they manage their emotions privately, alone, and often gets intellectualized, shut down, distracted from, or even disconnected from completely. Like we talked about before, emotions don't disappear just because they're ignored. They'll come back, and if emotions are still not processed, they'll need to cope with emotions in different ways, whether that be shutting down during conflict, throwing themselves into work, or withdrawing completely. The tragedy is that the strategy that keeps them safe is also keeping them away from genuine connection that they actually long for. Because underneath the distance is the same need we all have as humans, the need to feel loved, accepted, and connected. So the work for someone who leans towards avoidant attachment is to develop the skill and capacity to notice what is going on inside of themselves, instead of automatically disconnecting from their emotions. So when we step back, we notice something very interesting, which is regardless of your attachment style, whether it be anxious or avoidant, that you're dealing with the same thing at the root of it, which is, what do I do with my feelings? It's not to immediately act upon them and let our emotions make our decisions and dictate our behaviors. It's also not ignoring our emotions, disconnecting ourselves from our own emotions, and creating a disconnect within ourselves and with other people. Neither strategies are wrong, they're adaptations. Healing happens when we learn to tolerate these really difficult, intense emotions without being controlled by them or having to disconnect ourselves from them. And that gives a foundation to building a secure relationship that's fulfilling and long-lasting. The different ways of dealing with emotions is also why an anxious-avoidant relationship can be so exhausting and draining. One nervous system moves towards connection, the other nervous system moves away from connection. One pursues, one withdraws, which is why I've developed a free resource for you to bring you back into connection with your partner after rupture. Link can be found in the description below. It is adapted from Dr. Sue Johnson's Hold Me Tight, so that you can stop this painful cycle and know exactly what to do when conflict arises. Now I'd like to invite you to join me in a quick breathwork practice to learn how to center ourselves through breath. Please do not practice this while you're driving or near water. Otherwise, feel free to close your eyes or keep your eyes open with a soft gaze. We begin breathing in through the nose, allowing the belly to expand, ribcage to expand out and around, and let it out through the mouth. Slow and steady. In through the nose, allowing the belly to expand, beautiful, and let it out through the mouth, slow and steady. As you breathe, tune in to yourself. Do you notice any tightness in the body? Is it your lower back, your chest, your throat, maybe even your forehead? In through the nose and out through the mouth. And witness yourself if any emotions come online. Deep notice any emotions that might be present. And slowly release what no longer belongs to you. Knowing that emotion is information. knowing that you have the capacities to hold the emotions. Breathing in space. I am safe with my emotions. Breathing in peace and space. Releasing what no longer belongs to you. Let it go, that's it. And whenever you're ready, return to your everyday breath. Slowly return to this time and space. Coming back to this room. And know that you can feel emotions and choose to respond in a way that aligns with your values. We're capable of learning to be present with our emotions, learning to be curious about them, understanding what they're trying to tell us, and staying deeply present and connected with ourselves and our values. If you find this video helpful or resonates with you, I would love to have you here. Subscribe for more videos on attachment healing, breathwork, nervous system regulation, and somatic relationship coaching. I'll see you in the next video.